Welcome, everyone. My name is Cherie Reeves Spare. I use she, her pronouns. I'm with the Washington State Microenterprise Association. I'm a middle-aged white woman. I'm wearing a black turtleneck today, and my Zoom background is blurred today. And we want to welcome you again to the portal walkthrough for our upcoming grant opportunity for our statewide program. Applications are due on November 22nd. You will find all of the grant-related material and documents on the WSMA website at WA Microbiz, and you'll find Grant Opportunities tab. Please look there. In that space, you'll find the grant program guidelines, the FAQs, a document with the application questions, a blank fund request form, a sample of what that form should look like, and links to a video replay of our information session that we held last week. Want to set the stage here, though, today. Today's grant portal walkthrough is the technical side of the application. We are not going to be addressing any elements of the application, such as eligibility or how to answer specific questions in the application. You will find answers to these on our website in the program guidelines and or the frequently asked questions. We have a video, and of course, we have technical assistance to provide to you as well. So today's session is going to be broken into two pieces. The first part is going to be a walkthrough of the grant portal. We are not going to take any questions during this time. We want to do a start to finish. It's really important for the recording, and we find that applicants find that really useful. Now, during the second part, that's when we'll take your questions. And what we'd like to ask you to do today is to put your questions in the Q&A. On your Zoom screen down at the bottom, about midway through, you'll see a box with a question mark that says Q&A. If you pop your questions there, again, these are questions related to the technical side of the portal, not to any of the application questions. Put those in there, and we will do those at the end of the presentation today. So what do you need to have ready in order to even get to the grant portal? We have 6 items that we need you to have ready for this application. We need you to have your questions answered, preferably on a Word document, so you can simply copy and paste into the portal. And Catherine's going to walk you through what that looks like. We need to have a completed fund request form in Excel, named with your organization name. We need to have your anticipated outcomes ready to insert into the portal. Again, that can be a copy and paste. We'll need your organization budget and your organization P&L or income statement or your statement of activities. Finally, we'll need your organization or your fiscal sponsor's 501c3 letter of determination or 501c6. If you have a fiscal sponsor, we're going to also ask you to upload a written agreement of the relationship. So at this point, for this, I'm going to turn it over to the WSMA grant specialist, Catherine Borgeson, who's going to walk us through.
Thanks, Cherie. Yes, my name's Catherine. I use she, her pronouns. I'm approaching middle age. I'm Asian, white, blurred background, black shirt. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Our website, so that those 6 items that Cherie was mentioning, everyone probably has gotten to this point considering you've registered for this walkthrough, but our homepage, our services, grant opportunities, and here, if you scroll down, these are the documents that you'll want to have ahead of time, so you're lined up to enter the application information in the grant portal. We just posted the facts that came out of the recorded info session, which is the recorded video is posted here. So if you want to get into the substantive nature of the application, these are really helpful resources, as well as you'll want to make sure you have the program guidelines downloaded and referencing their sample answers to some of the application questions and definitions, and really can just walk you through what you can input to make a compelling proposal. So down here, once again, the guidelines. This is the Microsoft Word template where you can have all the questions ahead of time. We recommend that this is what you work with when finessing your answers so that you can just copy and paste it into the portal. So there's a Word template as well as a PDF. And this is the required form. It's the fund request form in Excel. This is what you'll download, fill out, save, and then be uploading into the portal, which we'll walk through, as well as an example Excel or a PDF, an example budget to reference. So having the fund request form and your Word template and the guidelines, super helpful. You can get to the portal by clicking apply now here, and then at the very top in the corner, our grants portal login page. So I'll click that to get to our grants portal. I'm gonna quickly go through. If you're a new organization, you have never applied for a WSMA grant, we need to set up an organization profile. For returning grantees, or if you've previously been applied, even if it was declined or awarded a while ago, and but you've applied through the portal, we already have an organization set up in our system. So we also understand that there's staff changes. So if your organization has already applied, has already been a grantee, but new staff member, please reach out to me at Catherine@wamicrobiz.org, and we will just with your contact information, and I can set you up with a user account tied to your organization, and we can work on deactivating the old staff member, as well as if you already have an organization registered with our system and you'd like additional contacts within your organization, maybe you have a couple people that will be working on this proposal, shoot me an email and I can help set up that second organization contact. Ideally, you copy someone in your organization that's already in our system, just so that it's all above board. And so I feel comfortable setting up an additional user within your organization. Either have that person that's already existing email me or just copy them so I know that it's all above board. But for first-time applicants, first step is to set up your organization and your user profile. So click this register here, new to the system. This is going to link to the IRS database. This is straightforward if you're already an existing 501c3 or you're going to be applying with a fiscal sponsor, you would enter the fiscal sponsor's information. I think the most tightest way to search is to just enter the EIN number directly and you will get the result you're looking for. But we'll do a quick walkthrough on refining your search to find your organization. I'm also going to take a brief pause that if this is more of an exception case, but if you are an organization that has submitted your application with the IRS and your tax exempt approval is pending, you think you're going to be approved by December, but you don't yet have that status, please email Lisa at wamicrobiz.org and myself. And we, on those certain type of exception cases, we will add your organization on the back end and set you up on the portal. So if we're still working those out, but most everyone's applying as a 501c3 or they have a fiscal sponsor, you can get into this portal by registering here. So as an example, type in WSMA and search, see what hits. That's Wisconsin. That is not the organization I was trying to get to. So I'm going to go back and refine a little bit. Maybe if I enter in Washington. No. So, okay, let's type it out. Search the full name. If I didn't do the EIN, here's the EIN. And select the search result that you would want. And please insert these required fields. So input your UBI number, your website, the address for the organization. We're also asking for the legislative district and the congressional district. You can, as an example, You can copy the address from the organization to just input it, or go through the steps of if your address is different. I would input all these required fields, confirm that I'm human, submit, and that would then you once that's successfully entered, you'll receive an email from Smart Simple, that's our grants portal, with a link to log in and create a password. It'll be your email, set the password. Occasionally, if you haven't logged in 3 months or even more sporadically, you will be asked to enter in a like a verification code. So you enter in your username and your password, and then the grants portal will say, please enter a temporary code that it emails you. So it's almost like that two-step factor. So that's how you register for a new organization. I'm going to jump over. I'm already logged in as a test account. So once I'm logged in into the portal, this is what your dashboard will look like. Just quick navigating tips. Most websites, if you click the logo here, it brings you to the home page. There's also a home button that says home, same deal. This initial of your first name is a way for you to log out. If you're an existing grantee or you have previously applied, you'll see your approved or declined applications here. There'll be a number of how many there are, and that's a way to click in to access those applications. We're going to get into the profile and the organization profile in a minute, but this is a way to open up your user profile and your organization profile. That's pulled from the information that we just registered. And to start an application, you see that we have one active funding opportunity. I'm going to stress this a couple times, that to start the application, you want to go to the funding opportunity. Once you have created a draft application, you'll see your application in progress. Please don't go back to funding opportunities to start a second application. It will get messy. You'll start to see multiple applications in progress. You start with the funding opportunities to create an application, and once you've saved that draft and you want to continue editing it, go back to the in progress. Don't start a new one. So let's start an application. Funding opportunities, you'll see which opportunities are available. It's the fall statewide grant. We click the apply now to open up an application. The first step will be save draft. Doing so is going to pull some information from your organization profile, your contact information, and just refresh and populate. When in doubt, save draft. It's always a good practice here. So now it has refreshed with your information. This application summary button is a way for you to open up a PDF of your application. It's in a second window. You can choose to download for your records at any point. You can access that. Going back to the application. To navigate, you can jump around with the tabs to the different application components. You can also click next on the bottom tab here. That brings you to the next tab, and you can go back same way. This contact information is pulling from your org profile here, and this is pulling from my test account user profile. Now you notice that the numbers for the state legislative district and the congressional district is blank, and it's required on the application. I want to enter in information, but I can't enter it here. It's displaying from your profile. So if you need to change any of this information, please go to your org profile or your user profile. So to do that, I'm going to go home by clicking the logo, or you could click the home button. I'm going to go to organization profile to enter in. That's why there's nothing displaying on the application, because these fields are blank. So I'll enter in the district numbers. And you can also upload a logo should you want. I'm going to click save. I'm going to go back home. Now I want to access the application I was just working on. I'm not going to go to funding opportunities. I'm going to go to my draft application in progress and click open. So now we see that the numbers are displaying from the org profile and they're all there. Also, just a note, if you have multiple contacts, only one person can be editing the application at a time. So if both people are logged into the grant portal with the application open, you'll have like a bright orange banner saying record locked, checked out by so-and-so. So if the other person would need to log out, get out of the record so that the other person could make their edits. Only one person can edit at a time. As Cherie mentioned, this is more of a technical walkthrough. It's not catered for explaining the context of what we're asking. I would refer you back to the info session and the FAQs, and always feel comfortable to reach out to Lisa or me. And I'm here as a technical guide for you, for everyone. So any question you have, please feel comfortable emailing me. I enjoy working with you all on this portal. Questions that are mandatory have an asterisk. There are character limits that are stated in the question, and then you'll see a countdown of how many you have left down here. If you exceed that character limit, when you go to submit your application, you will get an error message pointing you to which question is over the maximum. I'm going to skip question 2 just for a second, but we'll get back to it. And in the meantime, I'm just entering data so that we can work on submitting this application for demonstration purposes. On question 8, please only select 2. It says in the guidelines as well as here, focus on 2 of the key sectors if you have multiple. I'm going to intentionally leave one of these questions blank. So when we go to submit this application, we'll see what that error message looks like, because 15 is a required question. And 14, just noting there's a very full example in the guidelines. There's some samples here, but be referencing those program guidelines as you fill out this application if you want some more explanations. Go ahead and, best practice, just hit Save Draft. And I'm going to move on to the next tab, Funding Request, or I could click Next, or I could just click this tab. Level of funding requested is blank. Now that's because this is a display field, and it's going to show what amount of the 3 funding categories, 20,000, 40,000, 80,000, that you answered in the project information question 2. So I think the majority of applicants will have already selected their option here, but I just wanted to demonstrate this is blank because question 2 has not been answered yet. So I'll select 40, and I need to hit Save Draft to refresh the application. So when I jump back to the Funding Request tab, now it's saying 40. You know, there might be a case where you answered 40 and then you realize, oh, actually, I want to apply for the 80,000 category. I can't change it here because it's display. I need to go back to question 2, change my answer, hit Save Draft, and then you'll see the right amount here. These upload questions, this is the same type of field that you'll see in the attachments as well for uploading requested documents. For the fund request form, we'll be asking for an Excel fund request form that you download from the website to please name it with your organization name, fund request, and then upload it as an Excel file. There's 2 ways to upload it. You can drag a file, oh, sorry, I guess I'll just go back here. I meant to click this. All right, well, that concept is if you have it saved on your desktop or you have a pop-up Finder window, you can drag that file into this box and that's a way to upload that file. It'll become highlighted as a file gets dragged and dropped over into this shadow box. Or you can select Browse Files to select the individual. So here's the test fund request Excel form. Click Open, and you can see Upload Complete, and then below you'll see the file down here. If you click this, it goes into your Downloads folder. So this shows that the file has been uploaded. So we'll go to the next section, either by that tab, or I tend to go here. Anticipated economic outcomes. Just for navigation purposes, you can jump to the different sections over here. If you just want to quickly go down the page. Or if you want more screen real estate, you can select that, and it expands the screen. So the jumping through the menus, or select that button to get more space, and you can just scroll that way. All these questions require a number. If you don't provide that service, enter 0. Very arbitrary. I'm just putting in numbers so we can submit. You can go ahead and save draft at any time if so. I'll have to start over. Save. Going to the attachments to similar with the fund request upload. Please name all these. There's 3 of files that we're asking for, 3 documents, and please include your organization name in the file that you upload. So I'll click the Browse Files. I have a test PDF. Open it. You can also drop it in, drag it over, and it shows that the upload was successful. That PDF is now here. If I click it, it will download into my downloads folder. Same deal for the P&L. And the determination letter. And the last tab is certifying. So I'm going to agree to these. Our electronic signature, inputting your name, title, and date, and you're agreeing and signing. So I'm going to try to submit. Remember, I left one question intentionally blank. That was mandatory. So this is that message. Submission failed. That question 15 cannot be empty. So I'll go back to 15. And let's try that again. It's going to confirm, are you sure you want to submit? If you submit early before the deadline and realize that there was a mistake or you forgot something, please shoot me an email. If it's within 2 hours of your submission, I can go back in the record and open it back up for you to make those edits. The deadline is the 22nd at 5 p.m. We really try to encourage you not to wait to that close to that deadline and get those applications in earlier, just in case you encounter some of these technical issues and the unnecessary stress and pressure. So that application went from in progress to submitted. The contact will receive an email with a submission confirmation, and your application and a PDF of your submitted application will be attached to that email for your records. If you want to access it in the portal, you can see it here. And while you can't edit it when it's in submitted, you can still view it and see what you submitted. And you could still get a PDF this way as well by clicking that application summary button, download that PDF for your records. I'm going to go back home to get out of this. And then once it's reviewed and approved and declined, that hopefully approved, but this application would move over to your dashboard under the approved declined section. So that was pretty much what I think that covers what's on my agenda. Passing it back to Cherie if there's questions that we can address.
Great, and everything. Thank you so much, Catherine. That was an excellent walkthrough, very easy to follow. One recommendation we make to applicants who are new to the system is to have this video open as you're going through the application. We've heard from applicants that having it open and they can watch it for a little bit and do what Catherine said and watch a little bit and do what Catherine said has been really helpful, especially for folks who are new to our portal. At this point, we're going to open it up for questions and answered. And Tracy is asking, can you add the primary and secondary contact when setting up the account? Catherine?
So if you're an existing organization and you're going to have one contact already in our system, please email me and I can get that second contact added to your organization. And when you're registering as a new program, you're not in our system yet, we're only collecting contact information for one person. So it's not set up to where you yourself can add secondary contacts.
Great. Thank you so much. We have a second question from Kanako, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name. We serve the entire state. How do we enter the congressional district questions in this case? Catherine, do you have any ideas about that?
Well, this is my second week on the job, and
Yeah.
I have years of experience with using Smart Simple for civil legal aid funding with the state. But Sherry, I was hoping you could back me up on this, so I don't give the wrong answer or say I don't know. Let me get back to you.
I think one of the things that you can do here is to say all. Catherine, this is not a number only field, as I recall, that they will be able to say all districts.
Good to know. Thank you.
Great. And we have Frederick, who has raised your hand. Frederick, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to know if you needed your business license previous to registering with the grant application.
As for your business license, as a nonprofit, you should have your business license in place already. So that is not something you need to upload for us. However, we are asking you for the Unified Business Identifier or the UBI number. We need that for payment. So you should already have your business license, but the UBI number is the one we're really going to need as well. Catherine indicated the EIN number when you are logging into the system, and that's from the IRS, but the UBI is the number from Washington State.
Thank you.
Of course. Are there any other questions that we might be able to address for anyone today? Of course, the video of this will be posted as soon as possible. We're hoping to have this done tonight or early tomorrow so that you'll be able to reference it. It will be linked on the WSMA website where you'll be able to link directly to our YouTube channel. And of course, all your questions, as noted in the chat, can always go to Catherine or Lisa as well. Catherine, Jill has a question for us. We are a port who serves as an ADO and help businesses. What should we upload instead of the 501c3 letter? We're not a nonprofit, but a local government. Jill, for this one, can you reach out to us? There are different forms, and we reference that in the guidelines about other quasi-governmental agencies that can apply. In this case, there are other documents. So can you do me a favor? I'm going to put it in the chat for you. I'm going to have you reach out to Lisa and Catherine to get exactly that information. Thanks, Jill. That's a great question, by the way.
And this might be a situation where we'll see what happens when you try to register as a new organization. It might not be some organization you can look up that's tied to the IRS database. So um, with working with Lisa, then I can create your organization profile on the back end so you can have access to the portal. But please don't let access to the portal hold you up on working on the application. Use that Microsoft Word template. You have all the questions both in the guidelines and there and the budget, the fund request form. So delaying getting onto the portal won't impact you on knowing how you want to answer the application.
Any other questions of a technical nature that we can respond to you? And we do encourage you to check out the frequently asked questions that are linked on the WSMA website. That's a pretty lengthy document with lots of questions, especially programmatic, but we do have a section about the portal specifically, as well as uploaded documents. So we encourage you to check that document out. So if there are no other questions, we are going to close this and get to producing the video. If you do have questions in the chat box, we've indicated and sent you Catherine and Lisa's emails for any other information. If you have any questions, reach out. Catherine, in her short time here, has become absolutely skilled in Smart Simple. You are in very good hands with the portal and with the program as well. We do wish you good luck and remind you that the applications are due on Friday, November 22nd at 5 p.m. The portal will be closed for applications and edits as 5:01 p.m.